Around 2:40 a.m. on November the 7th, 2014, 45-year-old Joseph Parker dialed 911 to report that he had shot his wife in the head and proceeded to stuff her body inside of a freezer at his home. But 48 hours later, when he went to check on her, she was still alive. This is that 911 call, and be warned, graphic content follows.
One location of your emergency.
Yes.
You're in Springfield?
Yes, Springfield, Tennessee. It's right behind Oakland Farms.
Okay, what's going on?
All right, this is what's happened. Been married 12 years. On the 4th, which would have been 2 nights ago at 4 a.m., I shot my wife in the temple of her head. I thought I killed her. And I put her in the freezer out in the garage. Well, I checked on her tonight, and she's not dead. She's got a big hole in the temple of her head, and to get her body moved around in there, I think I broke her wrist. You know, she was frozen from being in the thing. She's been in the thing 48 hours now. This is no prank call. I need somebody to get out there and help her. I've cleared the premises. I've got away. You know, I'm not going to be there. But I promise you this is a legit call, and I need somebody to get out there and help her, because I still love her. It's hard to believe that after that, you know, but, you know, I need to get somebody out there to help her.
Okay, what happened that caused you to do that?
It's a long story. Don't want to get into it. Just want to get into getting somebody out there to help her. I left the front door open. I left all the lights on in the house, so it would be kind of easy to spot. It's the last house on the right. But I left the front door open, and she's in the garage. You go through the kitchen to get into the garage, and you'll see her once you get in the garage. And she's a mess. She can't talk. I could get her to blink. Blink once means yes. Blink twice means no. And so I told her, I'm going to go around the road 10, 15 miles. I'm going to call 911 and get you some help out here. I thought she'd been dead 2 days. And when I checked on her, she was still alive. She's been frozen for 2 days. She's frozen solid. It's amazing she's still alive. She's got a big hole in the temple of her head. I shot her with a 38 caliber handgun. And there's a big hole in the temple of her head. I didn't see an exit wound.
What is her name?
Samantha Parker.
She a white female?
Yes.
How old is she?
43 years old.
And how long ago did you leave there?
An hour ago.
And that's the last time you saw her?
Yes, that's the last time I saw her.
And she was still in the garage?
Yes, she's still in the garage. I made her as comfortable as I could make her. She tried to drink a little water. She's in bad shape. Really need to get somebody out there to help her.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is Joe. I'll just leave it at that. Don't want to get arrested tonight and all that. So we don't have a history of domestic disputes. You know, we've never had to
Okay, we'll send somebody out there to her.
I mean, it's like urgent. I think she's dying. She got a big hole where the temple of your head is. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love her. I still love her. I've loved her every day I've been married to her. She's had a rough stretch here. So anyway, checked on her and she's still alive. And now I want to get her somebody to help her that knows what they're doing.
Okay, we'll send somebody out there.
All right, what was your first name?
I'm not going to give you my name, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, make a note on there. I left the front door open and all the lights are on. And you go to the garage, you can't yell for you. You can't yell. But you go to the garage, that's where you'll see her once you get to the garage.
Okay. We'll send somebody out there.
If she needs, paramedics, she needs everything. She needs an ambulance. She needs trauma. She's trauma. I mean, she's a trauma patient. She might need a helicopter. So please get somebody to her.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, this whole phone call is a bit odd to me. First of all, Joseph sounds quite calm. He may be under the influence, but he certainly does not sound in a panic. Although he wants a quick response from the police, his tone of voice is still placid, and he is understandable throughout. Not quite what you would expect given his situation. But also, the response from the 911 operator confuses me. She barely asks him any questions to help aid police in finding him, and her replies to me, even when Joseph states that they had had a real bad night a few nights ago, and then is silent for a moment, a chance for her to divulge further into his reasoning for his actions that night. But instead, she just replies with, "Okay, we'll send somebody out there to her." A missed opportunity for much needed information for the closure to the family and the future case. She also just responds with a stern, "Right," kind of like she doesn't know how to reply when he asks if she knows what he means by a hole in the temple of her head. She could have then asked why he decided to do that. She barely asks him any information throughout the entire call, just letting him talk, which is good, obviously, but to me, missing many opportunities for further information. He states she is a trauma patient and may need a helicopter. She again replies with just an "okay," and just finishing with a "thank you." I don't know about you guys, but this whole phone call and all of the 911 operators' responses, or lack thereof, were just totally strange, and so many missed opportunities to try and understand the situation and what really unfolded that night. Following the 911 call, police responded to the Parker home at 246 Clydesdale Lane, Springfield, Tennessee, at around 3:30 a.m., only to find the partially dismembered body of Joseph's wife, Samantha Parker, aged just 43. Whatever Joseph believed he saw 48 hours after stuffing his poor wife into a freezer didn't happen. She could not have blinked in response to Joseph's questions. She could not have attempted to drink the water he had gave to her that night like he said, and she certainly could not have been saved by anybody. She was gone. This was probably what is known as bereavement hallucination, which refers to a perception-like experience of someone who has died, usually a partner, family member or close friend. Also where someone may see, hear or feel the touch of the deceased, or sensing the presence of someone who has died. This could happen to anyone, no matter the mental state, as the death of a close person can affect people in many ways. And if you want to see something bad enough, maybe it could happen. I don't believe in any way that Joseph was lying about what he saw that night, just what he believed he saw, what he really wanted to see. His wife alive. The Parkers were known to be a couple who kept themselves to themselves. A neighbour explained rarely seeing Samantha and how they always kept their blinds shut. Samantha Parker, born 16th of August 1970 in Ohio, was described as an outgoing, free spirit, always wanting to help people. She enjoyed days at the beach and loved football. She supported the Alabama Football Club and loved listening to country music to relax. She had previously worked at a convenience store in the Baker's Market for many years. Joseph and Samantha had one daughter named Mackenzie, who was born in 1992. They had married each other on the 4th of November 2002, which made the evening of the tragic murder the night of their 12-year anniversary, as Joseph had stated. What had made Joseph Parker make such an awful, life-altering decision that night? Well, of course, we do not gain much from our 911 call, and not much is actually known about the Parker family in general. But we do know that Joseph, who had been working as a car salesman for Rivergate's Toyota dealership, where he was described as by colleagues as a friendly person, but who mainly kept to himself. So again, not much was really known about his past or his personality really. But he was apparently the home's primary wage earner when he unfortunately lost his job at the dealership, leaving him in a very bad situation. He was now jobless with high bills on his beautiful family home, and then to make matters worse for the couple, their home was put into foreclosure. This, of course, would make anybody and any couple feel stressed and out of control, and this major life change clearly made an impact on Joseph's mental state and affected him greatly, to the point of no return. Joseph claimed on the 911 call that the couple had no history of domestic disputes or need for police intervention. Yet that night, the 4th of November, their 12-year anniversary, not only did Joseph shoot his beloved wife in the head with a .38 caliber handgun, but he then proceeded to stuff her body into an upright freezer, even to the point of breaking and dismembering the poor Samantha's body and limbs in order to fit her entire lifeless body inside of it. Who could possibly do this to someone that they loved, their loving wife, the mother of their child? I believe the immense pressure of his financial situation had a huge impact on his decision-making that night. Police had heard that Joseph had threatened to return to his old place of work, the Toyota dealership, and kill people there. So they had decided to set up a command post and used an overhead helicopter to aid them. In case he did follow through with his threat, they would be ready. The police had pinged Joseph Parker's phone, and it was in Nashville. And after being added to the top 10 most wanted list, he was subsequently spotted by Nashville police, driving his 2007 white Toyota Camry. He was on the I-65 where they began to follow Joseph and a chase pursued. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigators and the U.S. Marshals, as well as local officials from Tennessee and Kentucky, would also be involved in the chase and hopeful capture of the murderer. Joseph, realizing he had no way out to his nightmare and the obvious torturous future that would follow for him, had pulled over his vehicle by mile marker 12, where he had been followed by police to Interstate 65, all the way to the state line. Now this is where and when Joseph Parker, aged just 45, would decide to take the easy way out and shot himself inside of his vehicle before the police had any opportunity to arrest him. The The Parker home residence was described by detectives as spotless, being, as one said, real estate clean, not a speck of dust, which made it unclear as to where the actual shooting and murder had even taken place. And without that vital 911 information we needed and did not receive due to the operator not asking barely anything, we will probably never know. Never know the real reason poor Samantha Parker's life had been taken that night. Now, the case was closed in 2014, the same year as the murder, which took place in November, so really not much time later, without investigators ever sharing with the public the autopsy or toxicology reports. Case closed. 2 lives gone. Many lives changed forever. Remember, stress kills. Thank you for watching my video today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I try to make it a little bit different every time. This one focusing on the 911 call. I've obviously not had many photos or video footage on this, but you know, I just thought it would be something different. I'd love to know your thoughts on my videos, and if you could drop me a comment, and please subscribe and like if you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. RandomJen.